Well, hello, beautiful people. It's me, Sam, from your friendly neighborhood Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, and I am here to review the new Marvel film, The Marvels. I'm just gonna get right into it. Captain Marvel is my least favorite MCU film. I thought that movie was boring, was dull, was a mess, and not in the good kind of way. And I hated what they did with Captain Marvel's character in that. I felt like she was just too cocky. I love Brie Larson. I think she's an incredible actress, but at the time I felt like she was just heavily miscast. I will say though, as she has appeared in films as since the 2019 film, I've liked her character more and more. And one of the big positives I can say about this movie is that this is the best that Brie Larson has been as Captain Marvel than I've ever seen her in past films. I thought they balanced her character out really well. I thought she was confident but not too cocky. I thought she was funny at times. I thought she was very kind. And also, I thought she was very understanding and patient, but also flawed. And I love that, what they did with her character here. Rambo here, Captain Rambo. Look, I love her as an actress. She was incredible in They Clone Tyrone, and I think she's okay when it's just her. But when she is with these other two, when it's the trio, that's another big positive for me, is that their chemistry is off the charts. They are so good together. Of course, Miss Marvel, she steals the movie, to be honest with you. Every scene that her and her family are in, they absolutely, you just want to watch them. They put a smile on your face. She's hilarious. Her family's hilarious. It's very heartwarming. They are in many ways the heart of the film. Now, this is the shortest Marvel movie ever, at the MCU film. That is, it's an hour and 33 minutes without credits. And man, me and my friend agreed, for it being an hour and 33 minutes, they packed so much into this movie. It doesn't feel long, but it doesn't feel short. It feels like it's just the right amount of runtime. That being said, would I have liked there to be maybe 5 to 10 minutes extra where we got to see these three hang out a little more? Yes. Would I have liked to see Miss Marvel and her family interact more? Yes. And would I have liked to see a little more backstory in terms of, there's a lot of tension between Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau. I would have liked to seen a little more. I felt like maybe an additional 10 minutes to the runtime. It could have added maybe at least another scene for them three, their interactions, another scene involving Miss Marvel and her family, and another scene between Monica and Captain Marvel. But it's just a minor nitpick. What they give us is just enough for us to care about them, just enough for us to be entertained. And that's the thing about this movie, man. It's not great. It's not perfect. It's a mess. It has editing issues. It has some directing issues, some script issues. But it's a mess in a fun, wacky, candy-colored kind of way, okay? The first half of the movie, I was really entertained. That being said, there is a scene in the middle involving singing and dancing. It is one of the worst decisions that the MCU has ever done. It's one of the worst. It's terrible. It's bad. It's bad. A lot of people have been talking about this scene. They've also been talking about a scene that takes place in the second half of the movie involving cats. I thought that scene was decent. It was okay. My main issue is mainly with that middle scene. I thought it was just so bad. The second half of the movie, although it's not bad, I thought it was decent. It's not as good as the first half. And yet it still kept me entertained. This movie does have one of my all-time favorite action scenes in any Marvel film. I won't ruin it for you. I'll just say it takes place in the first half. It's so fun. It's so funny. I loved it so much. The energy in the theater when I watched it, it was pretty packed. everyone was having a good time. Another thing, keep in mind, there's a mid-credit scene that you're not going to want to miss. It's so much fun. Stay for the mid-credits. There's not an after-credit scene, so you can leave after the mid-credits. So overall, me and my friend went in expecting to hate it. And we ended up enjoying it. We both agreed it was solid. I think that this movie, in my opinion, is better than Ant-Man Quantumania. It's better than Thor Love and Thunder. I certainly had a better time with it. In terms of Captain Marvel herself, I will now say that I would say I'm a fan now. This movie changed my opinion about her. There is a couple of cringe moments. I will admit that. Some of them good cringe, some of them not so good cringe. There is a moment in the very end of the film that some people are going to like it, but some people are just going to absolutely hate it. I would say I'm in the middle. I was like so on it. I'd like to see where they go next with that. And that's all I'll say. There's, a couple of big moments for the whole MCU universe, So I'm kind of looking forward to where it goes next. It's no secret that the MCU is in big trouble, man. And this movie is going to be if I'm not mistaken, it's projected to be the lowest grossing MCU movie ever, at least in the opening. But I hope, it gets a good word of mouth because apparently it has 62 critic rating and 85% just audience rating, which means the majority of the audiences are loving it. They're liking it. I think this could be a case very much so like Blue Beetle, where I wasn't expecting that movie to be good and I came out being surprised of how good it was. It's not a great film, just like this one. This one's not great. It's flawed. It has its issues, but I have to give credit where credit is due. They did so much. They fit so much into this hour and 33-minute runtime that, I'm hoping that, Marvel can keep this up in that they keep their films around the 2-hour mark, or maybe they can, fix their scripts, the pacing, to where it's more fast paced, but you're also giving us scenes that we need, these character moments. And I think the Marvels gives us just that. It gives us just enough. And I think if you go in, you might just be surprised. Look, it's only an hour and 33 minutes. If you have under 2 hours to spare, I would suggest, checking it out. Maybe go to a matinee or something like that. I really do think it might just surprise you. Yeah, there's a couple of ridiculous moments that I could have done without. But overall, I'm feeling a very, very, very light 7. Probably the lightest 7 that I've ever given. Yeah, I liked it. What can I say? I mean, it's one of those where it's a guilty pleasure. I can see where some people, might hate it, but it's enjoyable. It's harmless fun. It's not top tier Marvel, but it's certainly not one of their worst. It's not nearly as bad as a lot of people are saying, at least not in my opinion, Scott. So guys, thank you so much. Let me know what you thought. Did you watch it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you in the middle, or you just liked it so? Let me know your thoughts and comment, okay? Take care.